When you think of playing cards, you probably imagine poker faces, game nights, or a casual round of rummy at the pub. But Emma Sweet saw something more, an opportunity to spotlight local businesses, landmarks and events in a truly unique way.
Her business, Ace Places Playing Cards, turns a simple deck into a local guide, featuring businesses, attractions and events. With over 10,000 packs sold, Emma is now expanding across the UK. But today, we go beyond the brand and get to know the person behind the cards. Let's dive in.
If I met you at age 10, what was something that you were obsessed with, and how does it still play a role in who you are today?
When I first read that question, I actually thought this is going to be a serious interview. This isn't going to be the run-of-the-mill, how did you come up with the idea? So yeah, thank you for that. I was thinking about this long and hard, and I would have to say I think it's music. And it's actually quite hard to remember myself as a 10-year-old, but yeah, I just think music plays such a part in your life when you're young. Like there's songs that can really take you back to a time in your life, but actually now I work a lot with music on, and I have to be careful sometimes that if I have like really up-tempo music on, it gets me to like het up and sort of, yeah, I need to sort of calm down sometimes. So if I'm just doing something quite intense with work, then I'll probably just have something with like very slow beat on it, because it really can affect your mood actually. And it's great when you listen to the radio and your favourite song comes on, and sometimes I literally will just stop working and dance, because actually they do say that when you sort of sat down all day you should really just get up and move every so often. So yeah, I think music is a great constant because it's always changing. Like, you know, there's always new songs coming out and new bands, so actually yes, it's the constant, but there's that change element to it as well.
You took Ace Places from an idea to a sellout success. What was the moment you knew, okay, this is really working?
It was definitely the launch, which was March 2023. And I just had this feeling from when I first had the idea in the August before, I just knew it was going to be a hit, and I couldn't tell you why. But actually being at the launch made me realise like it was even bigger than I thought it was going to be. And just how busy we had. The launch at the Old Fire Station Gallery in Henley, which is a decent venue, it's good size, but it was absolutely mobbed. We had Big Duck Lily outside, a 15-foot inflatable duck, so people were seeing that attention. I'd done a lot of build up to it as well with people, so there's a lot of excitement. And you know, for people to be coming up to me and thanking me for doing it for the town was quite something. Like I was just thinking, like I was just doing it just to see where I could take it, and actually to be thanked by people, it was lovely, and it was just a really special time. And actually I think it will probably go down in history as one of my favourite weekends of my life, just because it was just so new and unexpected, but also just seeing how people reacted to the cards. That's something that I'd been working on for months, sort of undercover with the designer, to suddenly have it out in the open and just have them so well received was amazing.
I saw you did a Facebook post asking to see who'd be interested. So
the truth behind that Facebook post, I have it saved actually. I was actually sat at home in my pyjamas. It was 1 o'clock on a Sunday. And I was full of a cold. I really wasn't feeling very well, and I was about to start contacting all different businesses to see if they wanted to be in the pack. And at the very last minute I had the idea to put it on Facebook and put it on one of the pages and see if I could get people to come to me instead of me going to them. And now that I've done a bit more learning, I've realised that that's inbound sales, so just, you know, getting people to come to you. So I did this post that took me an hour to write to get the tone absolutely right. And then just ask people to tag their favourite businesses that they thought should have cards. And actually by the end of that day I had the Rewind Festival and Henley Festival signed up, which was mega, and there was 7 businesses in total who had signed up on that Sunday. And that's when I knew it was going to be a goer. Like there was no sort of putting the genie back in the bottle then, because once you've got big players like Rewind and Festival signed up, I was thinking, well, you know, the only way is up from here as well. Like there's so many more to go after, you know, Henley Regatta coming on board as well. But it wasn't and it isn't actually always about the biggest businesses that are known in Henley as well. Like that's the beauty of it. It's some of the smaller hidden gems that you find to go in the pack and really make a difference. So it's not always the size of business that is important for it. It's more about what they can bring to the pack.
Many businesses struggle with marketing. What's the biggest mistake you see brands making, and how did you approach your business differently?
Yeah, I don't really feel like comfortable criticising other people's marketing strategies, being honest, because actually sometimes I've done things that I think might not be great and they've turned out to be really good. So I think it's sometimes hard to gauge what you think is going to be good, and then vice versa. You're going to do something that you think will be great and it turns out to be a complete flop. So I think we're all taught at the moment that everything's about personal brand and every person who's behind their business should be pushing themselves forward. And actually, yes, I do things like this to promote the cards, and obviously I'm in the interview, but I'm very keen not to make it about me, actually. That my mum asked me the other day, well, why is your name not on the back of the cards saying that you did them? I said, because people don't care, and nor should they. A lot of people in Henley don't know me, so me putting my name on the back would just be for my ego. And it's, as I say, each pack is about those in it. And if people want to read more about, the person and the team with me that actually create the cards, then great, they can read about that. But at the same time, I don't want to push it in their faces. And I think, as I say, there's a lot of talk out there at the moment about putting yourself forward. And as I say, the whole personal branding thing, it is important, but also don't believe your own hype as well. Don't get too big for your boots and think it's all about you, because, this business is definitely all about the cards. So.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great entrepreneurs that might not be camera friendly as well. So to have everything relying on that one aspect is quite a lot.
Well, it depends. It depends how comfortable you are with it all as well, actually. If you like doing lots of talking to camera pieces on your own and you'll just get your iPhone out and start shooting a video, great. I can either do things in 1 take or 40 takes, so when I've been on my own trying to film them. So it's not something I'm great at. I am trying to do a bit more of it, because I have had some feedback that people would like to see a bit more of the people behind the cards. So I am working on that, but depends what your skill set is. If you're not very good at it, then you can either practice and keep getting better, or just forget it and do what you're good at. So.
Well, we definitely want to know the person behind the cards on this one.
Yeah.
Your cards bring attention to businesses that might not always get the spotlight. What's been the most rewarding feedback you've got?
I think it's when, I divide the businesses up in my head, or the cards up in my head. So there's people in the pack, or businesses in the pack, that are absolute powerhouses of Henley and Marlowe. So the likes of, the Henley Regattas, Phyllis Court, the Angel on the Bridge. These are all things that people know about Henley already. And with Marlowe, Tom Kerridge sponsoring all 4 races, people already know about Tom Kerridge's restaurants in Marlowe. What I love about it is that it levels everybody, because in the Marlowe pack, your business could be next to the Hand and Flowers, the world famous Hand and Flowers, and your business is side by side with it in somebody's hand. And I just think that's so powerful for the people in the pack, that they can rub shoulders with these absolute giants of the pack. And as I say, just be equal. People have asked me if a 2 isn't as good as a 10 in the pack, and there's no top trumps going on here. Everyone in the pack is equal in terms of their status. They're in the pack because they're a great business that people should know about if they're visiting. And I just really like that, as I say, that your business might be a new business, might just be a very niche business, but actually you can then rub shoulders with the giants of your town. And it's something that I hadn't thought of when we first did it. And it's great to see the impact it has and how much it means to those businesses to be in the pack. It's a real honour for the businesses, and for the fact that they've sponsored their card to be there is, they've paid money to be in the pack. So, but for them to thank me for being in the pack is definitely surprising, I suppose, and humbling, really.
Expanding Ace Places across the UK and maybe further is a huge ambition. What's your dream location for a deck, and why?
I had a good think about this one as well, actually. I've got 2 answers. I really want to do a pack in Aberystwyth, which is where I went to uni, and I went back there 18 months ago, and I think it would work really well for a pack. Like it's a good, decent sized town, and there's lots of nice independent businesses and hidden gems, and also you've got lots of tourists and a transient crowd because you've got the university. And it's just a cool place, Aber. Like, if you've not been, it's got its own mentality. I think it's because you've got to drive 3 hours to get there, even though it's only 100 miles away. So I really do want to have an Aberystwyth pack. But actually, something that got me quite excited was I'm working with a franchising consultant at the moment so that we can do more packs in different places where people will be the leader of their pack, and it'll be their business and they will have all that insider knowledge. And the franchising consultant just so casually said to me, oh, well, you know, so we'll look at New York and we'll carve it up into like Brooklyn and Manhattan. And I was just sort of nodding along going, yeah, because New York as a pack will be too big. You need to have those sort of smaller suburbs of it. And it's just the way he sort of casually said it. I was like, oh my God, could you imagine if this went from like Henley to Manhattan? It would be insane. So yes, they're my two answers of dream packs. But as well, to be honest, I was just hoping to do Greek islands as well, because I went on holiday to Samos and you could easily just do Greek island packs, and maybe I'll just do them myself and just sort of jet around the islands and live in the sun. But that's the sort of the nice thing, is that you don't have to stop at towns. It really can be towns across the world, and that's why it's important to keep thinking big about it, rather than just saying, right, well, I'll just, nail the south of England. Well, actually, as I say, like, the world really is the oyster of these cards. So I really hope that they do go worldwide.
Has there been any oh no moments in your business life or career that you've managed to overcome?
I think that I'm only about 14 months into being full-time self-employed on this, so I'm about 2 years into the journey so far, but so there's not been any massive oh no moments yet with the cards. But throughout my 20 years career in marketing, there's definitely been plenty of those. I think the thing I've learned since that is that now if things go wrong with my business, I have to put my own money in to put it right. Whereas before, if you're working for someone else, you can use their money. So it's certainly a different mentality now. That's something I'm getting my head around, because, as I say, working for other people for 20 years has been great. You build up amazing knowledge. And I feel like I'm using all of that to sort of put my energy into this. But it is scary, the fact you don't have that team to fall back on as well. This is just a really minor detail, but like changing my router the other day, I could not get my printer to connect. Well, when I was at Breakspear, I'd have just been like, the printer's not working, and we'd have called out the engineer or someone would have fixed it. Now I had to spend time like trying to figure it out, and I think that's a really, minute detail. And to be honest, the thing just started working of its own accord the next day. But it's things like that you've at the moment, because I am relatively small. It's there's no team behind me to sort of sort these things out. So as in terms of oh no moments, well, I suppose hopefully I won't have too many to come. But then again, it's all learning experiences. I always think sometimes it's something that you perceive to be, oh no, this has gone wrong at the time. Actually, it was probably always meant to go like that, and there's a reason it did, and therefore it's turned into this other opportunity for you. So I try not to be too down on myself, and it's all part of life's learning experience, I think.
If you could pinpoint the leading factor in your success, what would it be, and how could someone learn it?
So I think from when I read that question, I could answer it straight away, and it was just absolute belief in the idea. Now, don't get me wrong, because I'd had plenty of ideas before this that I thought about doing that luckily I didn't. So it wasn't like it was the first idea and I just got lucky. This was, you speak to my other half, and I was forever floating ideas by him. He would pick them apart of why they wouldn't work, and he was completely correct. So, but with this one, even though when I first started talking to people about it, a few people were lukewarm about it, but I just knew that it was really going to be something, and I was just so sure. And I'm not sure you can ever build that into yourself I mean, you can, but you might fall flat on your face because of it. And as I say, call it intuition, but I knew it was going to be a good thing for the town. I actually, all the time I was working on it, I didn't think about, will I do more packs? And it was only at the Henley launch that several people have been asking, oh, well, where's next? And I just said Marlow as a natural reaction, because I just thought, well, it's 8 miles down the road, it's still on the river, it's beautiful, but it's very different to Henley. And so actually it just seemed like the next place I was going to do. But yeah, as for sort of teaching into yourself, I suppose it's, the one thing I have learned actually is just don't always listen to everybody, because I think there's a lot of people out there who will tell you reasons why something won't work. And actually that's all right, they're allowed their opinion, but you know your business better than anybody else. So they can give you an idea about your business or a suggestion, but they don't know the whole ins and outs of it. So you don't always have to take every bit of advice you're given. That's not to say, like, I've had some amazing advice from people. But it's sometimes, I think in my early time of it, I would sort of worry a bit about, oh my God, if someone suggested that, maybe I should do it. And actually, it's your own journey with your own business. So just don't be afraid to, go with your gut instinct, because usually it's right.
Finally, Ace Places is all about celebrating local gems. What's one hidden gem in Henley or Marlow that people need to know about?
Now, I think this is the most controversial question of the interview, because you're basically asking me to pick a favourite out of 108 playing cards. But I think, like, the hidden gems are what make each pack exciting. Like, people expect certain things to be in the Henley and the Marlow packs because they're well known, sort of the Marlow Bridge card, the coach in Marlow, the Henley Regatta card, the Angel on the Bridge. Like, they're things that everyone knows about already. But for me, it was when I'd contacted Tim, who looks after Big Duck Lily, which, if you don't know Lily, she is a 15-foot inflatable duck who floats up and down the Thames and raises money for Macmillan Cancer. And Tim dresses her up differently for each occasion, so she might have like a bow tie on for a festival. I think during COVID, when we came out of that, during lockdown, she'd have like a face mask on. Like, he put so much time and effort in, and actually when Tim said he would sponsor a card, I was as excited as when Henley Regatta said they would sponsor a card, because it was fun. And actually at the launch, it was great, because like the people who know Lily were like, oh yeah, the Big Duck's got a card, of course, like that obviously makes sense. And then some people were like, oh, what's the Big Duck all about? And so that's what's great about it. For those hidden gems, it's a great lead on for me to say, oh, well, if you go to the website, each card has a story about it and you can read more about it. So some of them are deliberately mysterious so that it will encourage people to go to the website and find out more. And actually, there's loads of hidden history facts on the website that because I've lived in Henley now for nearly 13 years, and just over that years sort of accumulated facts about it. So there's quite a few random facts on there just about general life and life as it has been in Henley as well. So and also because I wrote each of the cards' stories from the point of view of the card, so I didn't ask each sponsor to write their entry, because like me, if someone says, oh, tell me about Ace Places, you just tend to regurgitate the same sort of stuff. So I've just written it, and some of them are like, the meal I think is the best dish on their menu is on one of the cards. So you can pick anything, but actually, of course, all of the sponsors can change anything they like about their card, and I fact check everything with them to check the dates are correct. So, but I just think it gives a more fun element to the website, that you're telling a story rather than just giving that same old spiel that we all give about our company. So hopefully it makes it a bit more entertaining to read.
Thank you for coming on today, Emma.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it. But the one question everybody wants to know is, where can they get their pack?
So you can go on the brand new website that went live very recently. So I merged my Henley Playing Cards website and the Marlow one, so now it's just aceplaces.co.uk. And on there you can read all the stories about the cards that I mentioned. You can buy a pack and have it delivered anywhere in the world. But also it's got all the local stockists as well, because what I always say to people is that wherever you buy your Henley or your Marlowe playing cards from directly benefits that business. Like, they keep the profit from selling them. So, choose wisely. If you've got a favourite business in the town, or, charities sell them as well, it's well worth considering. But also there's loads of information on there, sort of nice news stories about things we're up to, like our Henley Card Club, where you can rock up and play cards once a month. And also, if you're interested in doing your own pack of cards, there's details about doing it on there and becoming part of Ace Places. So yeah, go and have a look. And obviously we're on Instagram as well, so give us a follow, Ace Places Cards.
Amazing.